All right, so today we are making apple pie filling and then we are going to can it. So over here we have Isla peeling apples. I guess I'll probably launch that. This is Hestia, our puppy. And she is 10 weeks old and about 20 pounds. So she's grown up quite a bit. All right, so part of the reason we are making apple pie filling is because in the fall, when I've got a little more time on my hands between schoolwork, I make pies and sell them. They're not quite organic, but they're organic apples, grow them myself, and sometimes we'll do, got enough, I'll do blackberry and apple. It's my great grandma's recipe. And she won several best apple pie awards with this recipe. So if you ever feel like putting in an order, let me know and I will see if I can get one to you. We have our I don't know, I want to call it caramel sauce, but the apple pie filling sauce is boiling. We're gonna let that boil for just another couple seconds. What we did to make it is we put, this is good for canning about 4 quarts, no, not 4 quarts, 7 quarts of apple pie filling. So what we did is we put in 1 cup of the clear gel, and we did 4.5 cups of sugar. We did about we did a tablespoon and a half or so of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of salt. And we also did, we're just gonna do 3 tablespoons of lemon right now. We also put in a little bit of ground cloves and 10 cups of water. And we boiled it for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, or we heated it up for 5 or 10 minutes, stirring it, and then we boiled it for 1 minute. And now we have this really nice, thick sauce that we will put our apples in. And right over here, Mom is stuffing the jars with apples. And then we're gonna fill them up to the neck, and just a little bit below the neck for enough head space so they don't explode, because that's never good. And then we will put them in the canner. That will be our last batch of apple pie, at least for right now. Because right here, we've got 14 jars of apple pie filling, and we have 7 jars of applesauce. And we have an absolutely adorable puppy that's sort of asleep, but not really. So as you can see, we are pouring the filling into the jars, and so after we put some filling in, we'll use a knife and go around to get all the air bubbles out and to just let the filling kind of go to the crooks and crannies where it couldn't reach. So right now, Mom is wiping down the jars, getting the sauce off so that the hot canning lids will get on there and seal properly, because we do not want any missealed jars, because that could be bad. So we will see you when you put them in the canner. Jar's a little sticky, I think, so I should probably wipe it off.
You can see Sarah's got a really nice tool that she's using. It's got a magnet, makes it really easy for her to pull the lids up out of the boiling water and then place them on top of the can.
All right, so now we are putting the last jar of apple filling in the canner. At least, yeah, that's the last jar. So we're gonna put the lid on most of the way.
Let's make sure that these are covered.
That's
about a
true.
half
Forgot
an
about
inch
that.
over the top, huh?
For sure. Forgot about that. Minor, major detail.
And what do you think, Sarah? Should we get a little more hot water in there? Because we easily could.
Yeah, I think a little more wouldn't hurt. Anyways, we're going to turn up the temperature, kind of a medium high, and
All right, that probably puts us at about half an inch over the tops.
yep, and that's what we want. And then we will start our timer for 20. Mom, we want it to be cracked just a little bit, so you can see the steam coming out. And then in about so it will, once it gets to a rolling boil, then we will what will we do? I'm gonna turn this up a bit more. Then we will set the timer for 20 minutes, and then we will, start it. Start the timer, take it out 20 minutes, and then we're done.
So Sierra and I are showing you what we do for canning for apple pie filling.
Yep, this is just a disclaimer that we're just showing you what we do, and it is not like a tutorial. I mean, it kind of is, but basically we're just showing you how we do it and what we think works well. But if you haven't done canning before, you should definitely maybe go and take some classes, or just do your research and maybe read some books or something, so that you can understand what to do and for what reasons, so that you don't accidentally get sick, because that could be really bad.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we're gonna pull these out. They look beautiful and very hot. We're just gonna tip the water off the lids and set them down, and I'm just gonna do that for 7 jars. Then we will let them cool, and I'm not exactly sure how long it'll take, but probably like 15-20 minutes. And then they will and then the lids will start, you'll hear like a popping sound, and that's just the lids sucking in and sealing, because can't remember exactly how it works. That's why you should do your own research. But basically, as they cool, right, then it creates a vacuum, and that vacuum is what seals the jars shut. I just can't remember the exact details, but that's kind of how that works. So our last jar of pie filling is out, and they're all done. They're pretty much all done.